भी, आज भी और कल भी। लाख गिरा दे तू जिंदगी मुझे, मैं फिर उठ खड़ा हो जाऊंगा। तेरा हर इम्तिहान है मंजूर मुझे, मैं सारी चुनौतियां पार कर जाऊंगा। तू इंसान अकेला मत समझना मुझे, मेरा खुदा मेरे साथ है ये दिखा जाऊंगा। Though Nanu wrote this Parchi years ago, it stands true even today and will do for years to come. A small news item on the third page of the newspaper caught my attention. It lauded praises on the successful management of a community kitchen for COVID patients' relatives who waited endlessly outside hospitals and COVID care centers. The chef managing it was Aditya Dikshit, my friend of many years. The photograph captured by the reporter showed Aditya shyly smiling into the camera. The glow of giving and the satisfaction of doing his bit for humanity clearly written large on his face. I was transported back to many years and couldn't help but ponder over the superhuman courage that Adi had shown in the most difficult times.
Aditya and Pankti were what fairy tales are made of, perfectly made for each other. Adi, a chef, and Pankti, a classical dancer, had loved each other ever since they became neighbors in childhood. Now married, they had settled in Bangalore. Happy, contented, and enjoying every moment of their lives, the young couple couldn't have asked for more. But fate had other plans. Pankti soon found out that she was pregnant with twins, and the couple's joy knew no bounds. They made all possible arrangements to welcome the two little angels. The first 2 trimesters were as expected. But sometime in the 3rd trimester, Pankti observed bloody fluid from her nipples, and the skin on her breast turned scaly. She had felt lumps in her breast earlier, but assumed they were due to milk formation. A battery of tests confirmed that Pankti had breast cancer. Thankfully, it was stage 1. But the treatment during pregnancy was going to be such a major challenge. What followed was such an agonizing period. Aditya knew that soon after the birth of their twins, Pankti will have to go in for surgery. When Ankita and Anika were born, Adi donned the role of their mother too. The endless hours of feeding them, changing their diapers, cuddling them, cooing them off to sleep, cradling them when they would wake up from sleep. The list of tasks was endless. There would be nights when Anika and Ankita, both colic babies, would wake up every hour one after the other. Aditya would carry them and walk around the house till they fell asleep again. But he never despaired. His ever-ready smile would even make a woeful Pankti also smile. Adi knew that these were testing times and he didn't have to give up.
8 months after her surgery, Pankti became cancer-free. She couldn't stop thanking God for the wonderful companion she had, who had cared for their little bundles of joy as only a mother could have. Pankti was now determined to push Adi to pursue his childhood dream of opening up his own restaurant. Her cancer treatment and securing the future of the girls had put Adi's dream on the back burner. But now, with a new energy and renewed enthusiasm, the couple began to think of their own restaurant. It naturally took a lot of planning and borrowing money from the market as well. Gradually, however, the plans began to take shape, and the restaurant, Adi's Cooking Pan, began to materialize. The opening was scheduled for April of 2020.
And then COVID struck the entire world. The restaurant opening had to be put on hold. More importantly, Adi became quite anxious about his family. Pankti's immunity was low because of her cancer treatment, and the two girls were so young. Though all the precautions were taken, yet somehow Pankti got infected with the deadly virus. The government had banned flights and trains, so none of the parents could come from Mumbai. On Adi's shoulders came the complete responsibility of taking care of the house, the little 6-year-old girls, and of course Pankti. He couldn't visit her in the hospital but called her several times every day. With a compromised immune system, Pankti wasn't responding to the treatment well. The entire atmosphere became gloomy and charged with anxiety. Hadi was finding it very difficult to remain optimistic.
Finally, the worst that could have been imagined came true. Pankti succumbed to the virus. I clearly remember the message that was circulated in our school WhatsApp group. Messages of condolences and prayers poured in from all over. But Adi did not reply to a single message. All of us in the group understood. We wanted to give him time to come to terms with this tragedy. Though I often wondered how and if at all one could ever come to terms with such a tragic occurrence. But on seeing Adi's picture in the newspaper, I couldn't resist calling him. After the initial preliminaries, I couldn't help but ask him how he was and how he had coped up with life after Pankti.
Well, it's like this, see. Adi always called me by the first letter of my name. I know that Pankti came into my life with a purpose. Her purpose was to make me realize the immense potential and capabilities that I have. When I was doing the culinary course in New York or when I was here in a 5-star property in Bangalore, she would always tell me that this is but just a station on my journey. My destination is not only to open my own restaurant, but to passionately get involved in my work, to live with contentment, to not just earn money, but also feel good about what I am doing. She made me look deep within me and taught me patience, perseverance, and praise. I developed the habit of appreciating even small gestures of friends and family. See, I feel fuller and complete only because of Pankti. So how can I sit and mourn someone who was herself so full of life? And she hasn't gone anywhere, see? She has blessed me with a double dose of herself. My two little angels, Elika and Ankita. Now see, the onus is on me to teach my little ones the message and meaning of life that their mother taught me and wanted them to learn too. They have to join me in making not only our own lives meaningful, but also the lives of all those who we come in touch with. What this world needs is love, compassion, and sympathy. Sorrow is brimming over, isn't it? This community kitchen is also just an attempt to spread love. Yes, I do miss her. But Charmi, I won't fail her by wallowing in sadness. यहाँ लंबा नहीं रह पाए, पर ऊपर जरूर रहेंगे. Till then, I will continue to bring happiness on sad faces all along.
When I put down the phone, I had tears in my eyes. I silently prayed to God to keep Adi and his girls safe. And I looked up to the skies to thank Nanu for teaching me how to never give up. Some fights are for external objects like paying off debts and building houses for oneself. But some fights are internal, looking for peace and love in this maddening world and maddening times. I now understood the depth of meaning in Nanu's पर्ची. लाख गिरा दे तू जिंदगी मुझे, मैं फिर उठ खड़ा हो जाऊंगा. तेरा हर इम्तिहान है मंजूर मुझे, मैं सारी चुनौतियां पार कर जाऊंगा. तू इंसान अकेला मत समझना मुझे, मेरा खुदा मेरे साथ है ये दिखा जाऊंगा.